Saints brushes are on sale, and I'm going to tell you what each and every one of these does. But first, it's important to know why a good brush will up your makeup game. Each of these brushes is specifically created for cream makeup in mind, which means it's giving you the most minimal product with the most amplified coverage. While generic brushes are great for liquid and powder foundations, what happens when you use them for cream makeup is they tend to pick up too much, which gives you that creasy, textured look on your face. Ready to see how you can use every single one of these in your makeup game? Just kidding, you only need one or two to start. These rose gold brushes are 25% all Black Friday weekend. Let's start with the blush bronzer. It is the most highly used brush out there, and it is exactly what it says. It's amazing for putting on your highlights. It gives you a nice medium finish. It's what I used today, and also is really beautiful with your bronzer all along here and blending out. The detail brush is the one that I recommend all new Saint users start with. This brush gives you a really nice light to medium finish. It's great for when you're helping contouring, as it just chisels out that line, and it gives you a nice little small firm brush on the end to get into those hard to reach areas like under your eye, along your chin, and wherever else you need. One of my favorites, especially in the summer, where I typically use way less product. Featherweight, it's going to give you the lightest finish possible. It's really beautiful, and I love the small end here, which you can help to contour out all of your areas and get into those hard to reach areas with your brightening shade. The powder brush is one of those brushes that many people don't even realize that we have. This is a great brush that you can use for foundations, and I've definitely used that in a pinch. Side here is a little bit more dense, so if you like to have a more full coverage look, you can get that with this. And then my all-time favorite for this brush is applying powders. So you're simply going to take your Vanilla Dust setting powder, just like this, dust it in, and then just press it all over into your face. This little baby is the smudge brush, and I get asked about this all the time because this is what I typically use when I am doing the dot method or contour. If you are brand new to contour, this little brush is going to help you figure out where your proper placement is so much better than a larger ended brush. What I recommend doing is taking one of these smaller ends, going into your contour, and you're just going to bring that in a line like this in all of the areas that you need to place your contour, and then go out with the blush bronze brush and really blend that out, and it'll help you know exactly where those lines should be. You also can use this brush as an eyeshadow brush, helping you get those small lines with your brightener and all of the areas that you need a small brush for. Eyeshadow brush is beyond any eyeshadow brush I've ever tried before. Nice and lightweight, which is with a dense pointy end so you can get into the crease on the outside corner. This brush blends better than anything I ever have known. If you are doing eyeshadow looks, throw out your tiny little sponges from your CoverGirl compacts and invest in one of these. This is the Buff brush, and if you are somebody who likes full coverage, glam, this is the brush for you. It's nice and angled, dense on both ends, and really puts that makeup on in the best coverage possible while getting the most full coverage you can. I love the smaller end because it's small enough to get into your eyes, and you can also use this spot as a contour as well. I just recommend putting the contour right on the very base, like you can see right there, and chiseling it out like this, rather than putting your whole brush down and getting way too big, thick, and dark of a contour line. Line brush. This brush is so good for helping to line your lashes, as well as having this little spoolie on the end that you can bend if you want, and then brush out your brows, brush out your lashes, and I guess you could brush your hair. Multitasker is exactly that. It is a multitasker. And while it's best known for doing your lips, you can also use it in a myriad of different occasions. I like to use the small end to line my lips. I've also used it as a great little liner on my lid. And then of course, this is great for applying your lip. And if you want to just go and do the dot method and blend out later, you can use this little multitasker. Let's get to the silver line. Even though we had a silver line, These brushes here are from our Demi collection. And while they are really great for applying Demi, which is our color correcting line, they also can be used with our 3D foundation. And for Black Friday, it's going to be 40% off the original price. 40%. Anything, I highly recommend getting a couple of these. For 40% off, you cannot go wrong, and all of them are double-ended shape brush. And this one is really great if you're using Demi to tone your face. I also love to use it as a very lightweight, similar to the blend brush in the 3D collection line. This one gives you a really nice light layer of foundation and can also be used for bronzer. The wash brush, and again, is really good for toning with Demi and is very similar, you can see, to the blend brush in the 3D line. The only difference is this is a little bit longer on both ends and quite a bit less dense. So if you're looking for a really, really light finish when it comes to 3D, this is the brush for you. This is the blur brush and this is the bright brush. Both of these are so good for applying Demi. The thing with Demi color correcting is you only want to place that color on the discolored areas themselves. And so the smaller brush, the better. This is also going to be all you need to blend because you're only putting those colors in small areas and blending them out. So if you're using Demi color correctors, I highly recommend these. These are also a great alternative to our eyeshadow brush. So if you're wanting to grab a brush at even more of a discount, instead of grabbing the eyeshadow brush, grab one of these, Bright and Blur. Lastly, from the Silver Collection line is the spot brush. This is my most used brush from the Silver Collection. This is what I do all of my Demi color correcting with. Because of such a small end, you can see I have a little bit of product on there. I really can go in and just target those small areas and then blend it out with this side. This also really works well as an eyeshadow brush, and in a pinch, I've also used it to line my lids as well. All of these brushes will be between 25 and 40% off starting Black Friday and all the way till midnight on Cyber Monday while supplies last. Don't forget to grab your faves.